Good afternoon, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers and a brief rant. So I switched bosses again because they're doing the every 6 months thing, and thank God I got the hours that I wanted. Here's where it sucks. The days off changed. Right now, until Sunday, I'm on my normal schedule. Then Monday, I go to new schedule. Here's the problem. I get Fridays and Saturdays off now, which is great, except for the fact that now my weekend has been taken away from me. So there is no me being off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I will not get another day off until literally a week from today. I'm a little salty. Not gonna lie, I'm a little salty, and I'm probably going to use and abuse the BTO system repeatedly. Alright, just needed to let that out because that's annoying. Alright, folks, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take a look at the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. Excuse me, allergies. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused. You know the drill. Please read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever actually does go ahead and see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, Agape Boarding School for Boys, and all the other hellscapes within the troubled teen and disability realms, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you do got young children present, please make sure to utilize those headphones. Trigger warning 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We do use profanity on occasion and we speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, folks, parental supervision is very much advised, all right? Okay, so where we left off the other day. During the hearing, Dr. Zarcone testified that she uses punishment techniques such as timeouts, holds, and facial screening. Can I please say it again? The whole problem is that there is such a thing as a punishment model and punishment techniques. You are punishing a child for having behaviors because they're autistic. Okay? You realize why corporal punishment has been outlawed, right? A, it doesn't work. B, you are more likely to end up with more extreme and more life-threatening or otherwise aggressive behaviors. And C, again, the only thing that punishment does is teach us to mask. It gives us no coping mechanisms. It doesn't give us an alternative way that is actually authentic to us and not to you to be able to handle those situations. It builds no life skills. It doesn't give us any tools to build ties to the community. What it does is forces us to mask. Masking 24/7 is exhausting. Okay? It is exhausting. pretending to be someone you're not, and for the world to demand of you to do it every single second of your life. When you get overexhausted, when you are forced to mask 24/7, when those behaviors come out, and they always do, it's just a matter of time, the meltdown that will ensue will be far more virulent, aggressive, and probably terrifying than any of the ones that you had seen previously. Because, folks, that shit builds resentment. I have a huge ass chip on my shoulder the size of Texas because of that crap, okay? In spite of what they try to tell you in the media, in the medical model, masking does not help us. As a matter of fact, it is one of the largest reasons why many of us commit suicide as when we get older, because of that resentment, because of that built-in psychological mindfuckery that we are not allowed to exist as we are. Is life really worth living if you are never allowed to be authentically yourself? No, it's not. All right? We got to end the punishment models. We got to end trying to force autistics to act neurotypical. Because we're never going to be. There's an idea within ABA that we can condition behaviored responses into kids by forcing them to do it over and over and over again. For neurotypicals, strangely enough, it's true. However, these people never seem to keep in mind that we are not neurotypical. You're not conditioning responses into us that will automatically become our own. You are giving us responses on which we will graft a mask. Nothing more, nothing less. Until we start allowing autistics to be our damn selves. Particularly if it's a behavior that just weirds you out, but there is nothing inherently wrong with it, and we're not harming anyone, then we need to stop with the trying to force it out of us. We need to stop with the forced eye contact. There is a workaround to make you neurotypicals feel comfortable where we can literally just stare at the space where your eye level is on your nose without making us feel like we are an anxiety-ridden train wreck. Okay? If we do not get away from these type of models with the punishment freaking model, for God's sake, the hell is wrong with you? There should not be a term such as punishment model and punishment techniques in medicine. Point blank, period. I don't care who you are, come at me. Okay? Let's continue to read. However, she said she distinguishes her techniques from those that cause pain, such as ESDs. Again, this is what ABA does, folks. They try to tell you, oh no, we're the new ABA, the gentler ABA. It is still the same bullshit. The only difference is that the adversive things that they put upon us do not cause physical pain. Like, I don't know, good for you. What the do you want from me? A cookie? Because what you'd get is a foot up your ass. Sorry, not sorry. There should be no punishment model. But then how will you know that it is wrong? Jesus Christ, Karen. We have brains. Let's start there, shall we? We are obviously very clear on the fact that doing a particular behavior is wrong, which is why within ABA, if it's a behavior that happens rarely, you will go out of your way to actually trigger it so that you can punish them for it, which is psychotic and insane. If it happens rarely, that means we got the memo that it's not good. And instead of celebrating the success of the fact that it is rare, and more often than not doesn't really truly interfere with our ability to interact with others in a meaningful way, we gotta drill all those autistic behaviors out of you. For who? For who? Not for the patient, for you. My medical treatment should not be centered around anybody else but me. Okay? One of these days, when I'm not constantly exhausted from masking because of work, maybe I'll be able to write a book. Because, God, I have a long adult lifetime full of shit to put in it. Her techniques are less intrusive, and in her view, teach individuals something about the behavior and are effective. No, honey. No, it's not. Using your little psychological mind games to make us hate ourselves even more than you've already drilled into us to hate ourselves is not less intrusive. Psychological damage and psychological abuse is every bit as destructive as physical abuse and can lead to suicide down the line. But again, you are centering your entire treatment, your entire methodology off of what neurotypicals want out of us. You are centering the treatment around everybody else but the damn autistic. Folks, I hope you see the problem here with that, right? But let's continue. I'm sorry, but I want to end the myth that ABA, as it's practiced elsewhere, is so much better than the JRC because we don't hit people anymore or shock them is bullshit. The problem is you have a punishment technique and a punishment model in the first damn place. Until we update that shit and get out all of the goddamn abusive mind games, then places like the JRC are going to continue to linger and claw their way into the earth for staying power to haunt us for more decades than they already have. And there will be more dead kids. Because we're better because we don't allow physical, but somebody's going to. Okay, Karen? It's conversion therapy, Karen. The only thing different is one's a diagnosis and one's an orientation. Okay? This is why we are all of us autistics about my age. We are cranky and we are done with everyone's shit. And if it has nothing to do with the workday, the mask comes off and what you see what you get. Enter into a conversation at your own risk, folks. One textbook explains that electric shock can be replaced with more acceptable aversive outcomes such as a squirt of lemon juice or a reprimand. Jesus fucking Christ. This is where we are, folks. Well, obviously we have to punish you so that you know it's wrong. How stupid do you actually think we are? Medical model, neurotypicals, talk to me. Tell me how stupid you think I am. How stupid you think all of us are. We understand when a behavior is wrong. Punishing us for it is not going to get rid of the behavior. And you want to know why? Because the behavior that you are averse to is not something we are necessarily doing of our own will. It is not open, defiant disobedience. It is part of our damn neurology. And if you don't like those behaviors, instead of punishing us for them, you could actually work with us to get to the root of the issue and deal with that. Because guess what? That's a part of the whole person-centered model and form of treatment. There doesn't need to be punishments. We understand that the behaviors are wrong, but those behaviors are going to continue to happen. Because remember, we can only mask for so long, and when they come up again, they're going to be worse than they had ever had been, because you're not addressing the underlying issue that's causing it. Because you think you know it. You're manipulating, you're trying to get your want, and you're trying to get acceptance. No, Karen, I'm not stupid. I am aware that getting up screaming after being overwhelmed and throwing one of those old school 80s desks, picking it up and throwing it to the wall in the back of the classroom is not everyday behavior I should be engaging in. But when you overwhelm an autistic with the bullying and the insulting, and no adult is there that is trying to protect you in any way, shape, or form, when the situation is so bad, but you refuse to change your room because all the other kids like it, that stuff is going to happen. And then you're punishing something that you triggered. It's psychotic, folks. And YouTube, if you want to strike me again, fine. But before you do, start doing your homework. Really do your homework. By the way, if anyone, when I was a kid, would have ever responded to one of my self-injurious behaviors by squirting lemon juice at me, they would have ended up on the floor. Not even lying. It would have been that quick. The last thing on planet Earth you want to do during a meltdown is draw attention to yourself. Okay? You don't want to do any kind of thing that is going to get us to turn around. Right? That is not the time. Maybe get to the problem that's causing the meltdown. You know? It's the idea I had. Similarly, Dr. Ragnar, a clinician and professor, testified that he does not teach parents to use painful punishment such as electric shocks or spanking, and that such techniques are not a part of any evidence-based treatment. That is true. Now, here's the problem with evidence-based treatment. It's ABA's favorite word. What they consider improvements are masks. Every time. Ask any autistic in a safe space where they know they can't be punished for it, and ask them, so how has ABA helped you? How has it really helped you? It's taught me how to mask. Every damn time. Every time. I keep bringing this up, folks, is because how the JRC got like it is, how it was created, didn't come out of nowhere. It is a horrifying symptom of an entire system of treatment that is absolutely barbaric and wrong. And until we can either A, change ABA in such a way that they can stop, punishing us for breathing while autistic, things like this are going to continue to happen. And we're going to close on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill, folks. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. I will see you all tomorrow, maybe. Caesar, we who are about to die salute you. Bye-bye, everyone.